may be surprised to hear that just last year, boys volleyball officially became a high school sport in Minnesota.
But you may be even more surprised by a team trying to make the playoffs this year. Boyd Hupert has their one-of-a-kind origin story.
Grab an animal farm novel and have a seat.
Mastering a language new to a people
Your words.
takes practice.
Satirical.
Satirical.
A people
Contradictory.
who landed in a most unlikely place.
So this is the Chuukese flag. Think of it as like the Minnesota state flag. Chuuk is a state in Micronesia.
Micronesia, a nation made up of hundreds of Pacific islands, hosted a Peace Corps volunteer from Minnesota.
He brought a first family back to Milan, Minnesota. And from that, family followed family.
Finding ready work at a nearby turkey plant. After 25 years, Micronesians now make up more than half the population of this prairie town that once welcomed Norwegian settlers.
Who did you say works for Napoleon?
But language
Dogs and ducks.
Come on! Light feet, light feet.
is not the only thing
All right, go.
mastered with practice.
Help.
We just play volleyball every day.
From the time they can walk, Micronesians have always played.
Volleyball, yeah, every day.
So for Abraham Chico and the others, the timing couldn't have been better.
I was really excited. Me too. Very pumped.
Pumped because last year, boys volleyball became Minnesota's newest high school sport. And here was Parle Valley High School, where nearly 1 of every 5 students is Micronesian.
We knew we could get a large chunk of our kids participating in this if we add this.
But even athletic director
I know, yeah.
Zach Stelter
Yeah.
didn't expect this
A lot of kids, yeah,
so soon.
a lot of kids.
And not, you may notice, just any kids.
34 of 36 are Micronesian on our team.
Andrew Schmidt,
Yep.
assistant coach,
Good.
and head coach
Sit.
Molly Hennon immediately ran into a problem.
There's 0 teams within 130 miles.
Big schools play boys volleyball.
We're at the Spring Lake Park volleyball tournament. $10, please.
All right, ready?
But now warming up in the gym, little Parle Valley
Medals.
High School.
1, 2, 3.
Ever heard of them?
No, I haven't.
Here it comes.
You're about to. With no small school competition, Parle routinely travels 3 hours to play the powerhouses of Minnesota sports. Schools 10 times their size.
Parle.
Lack?
Schools still
What?
learning.
Lack or Powell? Woo!
Remember the boys' language teacher? That's Hope Schmidt, Instagramming and live streaming for parents who can't afford travel
Cover.
and weekends in hotels.
At this point, we don't have any home matches. So this is important that we keep them looped in on how the team's doing.
Pretty well against Forest Lake, by the looks of things.
I'm very proud of them.
Ashlyn Sarber moved from Milan to the Twin Cities.
I'm just so glad that I could see them, at least my nephews and cousins and all them boys.
JV beat Maple Grove at this last tournament, and we drove through Maple Grove leaving, and I said, everybody look, and their population was like 71,000. And I said, Milan is 400.
Unknown
Lacqua.
for now,
Parle Valley. Woohoo!
but remember the name of the undersized school
They're on fire.
with oversized
Go.
dreams.
Good.
Boyd Hupert, KARE 11 News. Spring Lake Park.
Hey, they got heart. In their inaugural season, the boys from Parle have won half their matches against schools that dwarf them in size. In fact, their goal is to make it to state. To do so, they need to win their section playoffs, which include Edina, Minnetonka, and Wayzata.
Oof, big schools. I love it.
Powerhouses right there. Those
We'll
are
be
big
watching. That'll be a
schools.
fun one to watch.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
It's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's size of the fight
And the dog, there you go. There you go.
There we go.